Hello, and a very warm welcome to the podcast. We're so happy you've decided to join us today.
Whether you're just starting your English journey or looking for a new way to improve, you're in the right place. Let's talk about a feeling many learners have. Have you ever felt like the English you know is stuck inside your head? You can read it, you understand a lot when you listen, but when it's your turn to speak, the words just disappear.
It's such a frustrating feeling, isn't it? It feels like you've hit a wall. You might think, I really need a speaking partner, but I can't find one. Or maybe, I'm just too shy to talk to native speakers because I'm scared of making mistakes.
Exactly. You worry that your pronunciation is a little strange and that people won't understand you. This gap between understanding and actually speaking is the biggest hurdle for so many English learners.
But what if we told you there's a powerful, proven, and simple technique that can help you close that gap? A technique you can practice all by yourself, anytime, anywhere, for free.
It's a method that many of the best language learners use to sound clear, natural, and confident. Today, we're going to talk about this secret weapon. It's called shadowing.
And by the end of this session, you won't just understand what it is, you'll have already done your first practice and be on your way to becoming a more confident English speaker. Think about your favorite song. When you sing along, you don't just say the words, right? You match the singer's rhythm, the emotion, the melody. You become their echo.
Shadowing is exactly like that, but for speaking English. It's a language learning technique where you listen to someone speaking and you repeat it, word for word, almost at the very same time. You become their shadow. You become their echo.
It sounds incredibly simple, and that's the beauty of it. But don't let its simplicity fool you. The effect this can have on your speaking skills is huge. Several studies have shown it can be a very effective way to improve your speaking. It's one of the best ways to practice when you don't have anyone to talk to.
For beginner learners, this technique is especially powerful because it gets you speaking English out loud from day one, building a strong foundation for success.
So, why does this simple act of repeating what you hear work so well? Let's break down the magic behind shadowing. There are 5 main benefits that will completely change your English.
First, and this is a big one, it dramatically improves your pronunciation and builds muscle memory. Speaking is a physical act. Just like a dancer trains their body to make specific moves, you have to train your mouth to make English sounds.
Right. The way your tongue moves, the shape of your lips, the position of your jaw, these are often totally different from your native language. Shadowing is like taking your mouth to the gym. By imitating a native speaker, you're physically practicing the correct movements and building that muscle memory. This means that over time, your mouth will learn to make English sounds automatically, without you having to think so hard about it. You'll be able to say words more clearly and accurately.
Second, shadowing teaches you the music of English. This is called prosody and intonation. Language isn't just a line of words, it has a melody. The pitch of your voice goes up and down to show emotion, to ask questions, and to make a point. Think about the difference between "you're going home" and "you're going home." The words are identical, but the music, the intonation, is different. This is something textbooks just can't teach you.
That's such a great point. By shadowing, you're not just learning words, you are learning the natural rise and fall of English speech. You start to feel the music of the language, which is key to sounding natural and fluent.
Third, you'll master rhythm and stress. English is what we call a stress-timed language. This means some words in a sentence are held longer and spoken louder, while others are quick and soft.
For example, in the sentence, I want to go to the store, the words want, go, and store are stressed. The other words are unstressed and spoken quickly. Getting this rhythm right is a giant leap towards sounding fluent. When you shadow a native speaker, you practice this rhythm without even realizing it. You learn which words to punch and which to gloss over, just by copying what you hear. It makes your speech flow so much more smoothly.
Fourth, shadowing builds incredible speaking confidence. One of the biggest fears for A1 and A2 learners is the fear of making a mistake. That fear can freeze you up. Shadowing gives you a safe space to practice. You're alone, so there's no one there to judge you. You can relax, play with the language, and just focus on making the sounds.
And that makes a huge difference. One learner, Lynn from Vietnam, shared how she used to only whisper English words, but after shadowing consistently, she started speaking smoothly and with real confidence. Regular practice helps you get comfortable with the act of speaking English, so when you finally are in a real conversation, you feel less anxious and much more prepared.
And finally, the fifth benefit. Shadowing improves your listening skills and your thinking speed. To shadow well, you have to listen very carefully. You have to pay close attention to every sound, every pause, and every change in tone.
This active listening trains your brain to process spoken English much faster. It helps you connect the sounds you hear with the words you know, making your comprehension stronger. In real life, people speak quickly. Shadowing helps you keep up, so you can spend less time translating in your head and more time just understanding and responding.
So, to recap, shadowing gives you a complete workout for your speaking skills. It helps with your pronunciation, the music of the language, the rhythm, your confidence, and your listening speed.
Ready to give it a try? I hope so. Getting started is super easy. Let's walk through the process together, step by step, so you know exactly what to do.
Step 1. Choose your audio. This is a really important step. For A1 and A2 learners, you want to pick something that is short, clear, and a little bit slow. You don't want to start with a fast movie scene or a complicated news report. That's just going to be frustrating.
Definitely. Instead, look for audio made for beginners. This could be a short story, a simple dialogue, or a podcast episode just like this one. The most important thing is that the speaker's voice is clear and you find the topic interesting. Today, of course, you'll be using our voices, and we have a perfect little story for us to practice with.
Step 2. Just listen first. Before you even try to speak, listen to the whole audio clip once or twice. The goal here is just to get the general meaning. What's the story about? Who's talking? Don't stress if you don't catch every single word. Just relax and get a feel for the content, the speed, and the speaker's tone. This step gets your brain warmed up for what's next.
Step 3. Start shadowing. Now the fun begins. Play the audio again. This time, your job is to speak along with it. Repeat what you hear, word for word. Try to speak at the exact same time as the speaker, or maybe just a split second behind, like a real shadow or an echo.
Don't worry about being perfect. At first, this is going to feel weird. You might miss words or just mumble along. That is completely normal. The key is to keep going and not to stop. If you have a transcript, that's the written text of the audio, it can be a huge help to read along as you shadow. This connects what you're hearing with what you're seeing.
There are different ways to do this too. You can start by just whispering. Move your mouth and make the sounds very quietly. This helps you focus on the mouth movements without the pressure of speaking at full volume.
Once you feel a bit more comfortable, you can start speaking in your normal voice. The most important thing is to copy everything: the words, the speed, the rhythm, and the emotion. Remember our singer analogy. You're trying to sound just like them.
And that's it. Pick your audio, listen once, and then shadow. It's a simple 3-step process.
Now, before we jump into our practice session, could we ask you for a quick favor? If you're finding this helpful, if you're feeling that little spark of excitement about improving your English, please take a second and hit that like button.
It's a tiny click for you, but it truly means the world to us. It lets us know that this content is useful and that we should make more podcast episodes like this to help you on your English journey. Thank you so much for that.
All right, it's time to put all this theory into practice. Are you ready for your first shadowing session? We're going to do this together, step by step. I've got a very short story for you about a woman's morning routine.
Daily routines are perfect for A1, A2 learners because they use simple everyday vocabulary. First, let's do step 2. Listen to the whole story once without speaking. Just relax and try to catch the main ideas. Here we go. My name is Sarah. Every morning, my day starts at 7 o'clock. The first thing I do is turn off my loud alarm clock. I get out of bed slowly and walk to the window. I like to see the morning sun. Then I go to the kitchen to make a cup of hot coffee. The smell of coffee helps me wake up. While my coffee is brewing, I go to the bathroom. I brush my teeth and wash my face with cool water. After that, I drink my coffee and eat a small breakfast. I usually have toast and an apple. At 8 o'clock, I am ready to start my work.
How was that? Did you get the story? It's a simple story about Sarah's morning. Now, let's quickly go over a few key words from the story just to help you out.
Alarm clock. That's the clock that makes a loud noise to wake you up. Slowly. This just means not fast. Brewing. This is the word for making coffee or tea with hot water. Toast. This is bread that's been heated up to make it brown and crispy.
Great. You've listened to the story and you know the vocabulary. It's time for step 3. Shadowing practice.
I'm going to read the story again, but this time I'll break it into very short sentences. I'll say a sentence and then I'll pause. In that pause, I want you to repeat the sentence out loud. Try to copy my pronunciation, my intonation, and my rhythm. Don't be shy. Use a clear, confident voice. Remember, this is your safe space to practice. Ready? Let's do this. My name is Sarah. Every morning, my day starts at 7 o'clock. The first thing I do is turn off my loud alarm clock. I get out of bed slowly and walk to the window. I like to see the morning sun. Then I go to the kitchen to make a cup of hot coffee. The smell of coffee helps me wake up. While my coffee is brewing, I go to the bathroom. I brush my teeth and wash my face with cool water. After that, I drink my coffee and eat a small breakfast. I usually have toast and an apple. At 8 o'clock, I am ready to start my work.
Amazing work. You just completed your very first shadowing exercise. How does it feel? It might have felt a little weird, but I promise, with practice, it will get easier and feel much more natural.
Feel free to come back to this part of the podcast and practice this story every day this week. Repetition is how you build that muscle memory we talked about.
As you continue on your shadowing journey, you might run into a few common hurdles. We want to get you ready for them and give you some solutions.
A common feeling is, I feel so silly talking to myself. This is completely normal. My advice? Reframe it. You're not just talking to yourself. You are training. Professional singers practice scales alone. Professional athletes practice their moves alone. You are an English learner in training, and this is your dedicated practice time.
Another common problem. The speaker is way too fast. If you find an audio clip you love but the speaker is too quick, use technology to your advantage. On YouTube and in most podcast apps, you can slow down the playback speed. Try listening at 0.75x speed. It can make a huge difference and help you catch every single sound.
Finally, some students worry, but I don't understand every word. For shadowing, understanding 100% of the words isn't the main goal, especially when you're starting. The number one goal is to practice the sounds, the rhythm, and the flow of the language. Your listening skills will improve naturally over time as you keep practicing.
And here's our last most important tip. Be consistent. Practicing for just 10 or 15 minutes every single day is so much more effective than a 2-hour session once a week. Make it part of your daily routine. Maybe you can practice while you make your coffee, just like Sarah. Or maybe you can do it while you're on a walk or cleaning the house.
Find a time that works for you and stick with it. Consistency is what turns all this practice into real progress.
You have accomplished so much today. You now know that shadowing is a fantastic technique for improving your pronunciation, rhythm, confidence, and listening. You've learned the simple 3-step method to get started, and you've even completed your first real practice session.
We are genuinely proud of you for taking this huge step. Remember, the journey to fluency is made of many small steps, and today, you took a giant one.
And your journey doesn't have to stop here. This is just the beginning. If you want more practice sessions, more stories, and more guidance on your path to fluent English, make sure you subscribe to this podcast. And please, if you got value from this session, hit that like button.
To keep the conversation going, we have a question for you. Drop your answer in the comments below. What kind of stories or topics would you like to practice shadowing with next time? Are you interested in stories about travel, hobbies, food, or something else entirely? Your feedback helps us create the perfect content just for you.
Thank you for joining us today. Keep practicing, stay consistent, and never forget that you are absolutely capable of becoming a confident, fluent English speaker.
Until next time, happy learning.